What is up, Total Excellent? Tonight is a super late night, as usual. I won't go crazy as I usually do because I don't want to wake up my folks. So, tonight we're here to promote Shabby for his campaign, Vestri Issue 2. And pretty much, I have here on the banner that says itself here. In Vestri 2, Damien returns in the next action-packed issue, where he must battle an extra-dimensional being. So, I don't know about you dudes, but that's pretty solid. So, I'm going to be bringing on creator and artist of Vestri Issue 2, Shabby.
Hey everyone,
What's
thanks for
up,
having
dude?
me. I'm excited to be here. Let's talk semester.
Yeah, no, I'm most excited to, have you here on the show. So thanks for coming by, dude.
Absolutely. This is gonna be dope.
Yeah, most definitely, man. So I got plenty of questions. I got my notes. So I hope you're ready. Uh,
Let's
have your
do it.
seat. Hope you have your seatbelts on or
Ooh.
whatever you have over your state or your country. So pretty much, just let the audience know who you are, Shabby, and what do you do and as an artist, and just why you why
Right.
comics.
So I'm from Czech Republic. First of all, I'm a small time creator. Master is the first project I have ever done. I guess you could say I'm a full-on comic book artist with pencils, inks, colors, even lettering, all the good stuff. So this has been kind of like a learning curve for me. It actually started as a way to get good at sequential art, and then it kind of evolved. We were like, yeah, we actually have something good here. Uh, so we decided to make it into a project. Me and Picos kind of worked together. Have a lot of fun with it. How about that?
Nice. Yeah, no, that's awesome, dude. So, so just for the audience to know, like, what's Vestry and why use that name as the series, and is there like a meaning behind that name?
Right. So Vestri, originally the meaning is this name from northern mythology of this giant who fell from an armpit of a god. So some really good stuff.
Yeah.
And it's basically one for north, one for east, one for west, one for south. And they're supporting basically the world. That's kind of the myth as it goes.
Hmm.
So, and in our book, the continent where everything kind of happens is actually named Vestri.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
that might lead to some interesting stuff later in the book. I'll, I shan't say anymore.
Okay. we don't want
Um,
to. We don't
yeah,
want to cross spoilers, of course.
yeah, exactly. So, but that's more, Pickles, not me to kind of delve into. I'll be just excited. But if you really talk about what the comic book is, it's first of all, it's fun to draw. So
Hmm.
I I've been kind of lucky enough to have action-packed adventure comic book. So if you like D&D, that kind of stuff,
Hmm.
fantasy, we're trying to come up with something new but fun at the same time. Because so it's in the genre of fantasy, but you have new races, new monsters, all
Hmm.
that good stuff.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much, what's going to be jumping onto my next question is like, what's the use of the inspiration and the world building of Vestry?
Yeah, definitely. I'll say like The Witcher, Conan, D&D. You have the elements there. It's
Mm,
all very basic. Like, yeah, you have potions for certain things. You have kind of these tropes you kind of fall into just because it's easier to establish your world as you kind of keep going because
hmm
people already are familiar with this. But obviously, then there are nuances you kind of want to weave through it, or make the reader actually surprised by, by something. And for myself, I really like designing stuff. So like any new race, any new monster, new weapon, etc. I'm having a blast whenever I can draw that.
Yeah, no, I can really tell from your art style and just the it's like it's very different. Like you really make this fantasy world like very different. Like even like in issue one of your goblins, like it's not like your typical, you know, green little men with really long nose and ears. Like no, like these goblins are like disgusting things that they're made from the inside out. They're carnivorous creatures that are like leeches, and I'm like, whoa, this I really like this. It's like, so yeah, man.
I appreciate that. Yeah, yeah. I think I went for like a little bit of a skinned cat and a dog mix. You know, like kind of
Oh,
gross
okay,
looking.
right. Oh man, that's really cool. So within my next question is, what is your goal for Vestri and like how many issues you plan to release? Because
Hmm.
this year in 2020, like you've already released issue one of Vestri, and you even like did a Kickstarter as well. So it's pretty impressive, man. Because usually, like most creators they can only be able to do one book a year. So with
Yeah.
you guys is like you guys are in the other state of the world, and you're able to grind and just be able to at least get like get two issues done, and you're currently working on issue three or you're starting issue
Yeah.
four now.
Issue three, I'm almost done inking and
Mm-hmm.
penciling. I have 5 pages left. So the book's 26 pages. And then it's obviously off to colors. And I have to do the Ashcan as well, because the Ashcan has been proven popular. So we kind of wanna continue that. We're having fun with that. We're kind of discovering maybe different things about the Vestri universe you might not see in the main book, and
Mm-hmm.
so it's always kind of fun to just like hop off to the main book and have like a prequel comic or a little story somewhere in there that might happen.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, dude.
But
So,
yeah, for us, it's basically we're not making any money off of it or very little. So
mhm.
it's me kind of donating my time to do all the art. Uh, I'm having blast with it. So hopefully it will kind of go somewhere in the realm where I could do it full time. I think that would be like my absolute goal.
Mhm.
I think we kind of did the math, and it's like we need 500 backers, and then if we do trade, then that would be this and this. So the plans are definitely there. I think by the end of 2021, you'll definitely see a Western trade one. Uh,
Wow.
I think because himself mentioned this could be an ongoing,
Oh
but
wow.
currently we have plans for trade one and trade two.
Mhm.
But trade two is kind of like vaguely there,
Okay.
so that needs fleshing out. And I really think we can learn from the trade one and kind of adjust our model. For me, I think what I want to do on the next trade is not to do single issues,
Okay.
but maybe do like an annuals where you have like 50 pages.
Okay.
Just because if I do it, like really focus on it, then I can produce quite relatively quickly.
Mhm.
And doing campaigns like every 2 months, that just gets strenuous in a way. So, like, let's have like 3 campaigns in a year, and then you have a trade.
Okay.
That would be basically my preference.
Mhm. Okay. No, I really like the idea. I like your goals. So what persuaded you guys to do an ash can? Like that to me is like I think that's like a new thing now that I'm seeing a lot of indies do. Is
Yeah.
like it's kind of forcing you to be a completionist, which is great. So like like you got this little you got I got this right next to me. Like you got this super tiny thing. I'm gonna go full blast here. Got this nice small comic here that's an ash can. Just like how many pages? One, two, three. Yeah, like pretty much like three or no, actually like 5 or 6 pages of an ash can, and and it's just from point A to point B, but it's just straight on action packed. And that's what I really enjoy your art is like it's very like action packed. Like there's movement, there's I get really excited. Like you bring something new on the table, especially within issue one. Is like you guys really put some mind into like some thought into it with certain situations. I wish I can say it, but everyone has to read issue one to see where I'm going with it. But um,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
and also
Oh
like will light. So now here's another one because I know now once the Indiegogo is over, will lightning strike twice if Matthew Weldon will do another cover for you guys?
we actually talked to Matt, and yeah, there will be.
Oh wow, that's fantastic, dude.
Oh yeah, Matt's been great. He's like super enthusiastic, and he's like, I have so many ideas, and I'm like, oh my gosh, let's go.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's something that's great to like when you hire an artist. Like they're very excited and they're very enthusiastic with your character and just be invested with it. Um,
I
but
think it's like our little niche because with fantasy, Matt doesn't really get to draw it that much. He's more like superhero style.
right.
So I think changing that pace, you know, I'd be excited as an artist just to do that. So uh, hopefully he's too.
Yeah. So um, here's another thing too, which is really interesting. Like you, as the creator of Vestri, what persuaded you to like look for a writer? Because you pretty much have your mindset for like Vestri since you conceptualize it and you have an idea of the world. Like what made you want to look for a writer to help you just just construct the story and all that good stuff what writers
Yeah.
what a writer can do to help.
Man, I think it was my absolute inability to write dialogue
Okay.
mainly. Uh, I I throw ideas at Pickles, and I really prefer that because I kind of just chuck shit on him, and
Hmm.
he has to like weave it through and actually make a quilt out of it.
Okay.
Then I get to draw. Uh, so I enjoyed that, and there are just so many things one can do. I If I did it alone, it would take way longer. I think like having a partner in crime is been really beneficial for me and for the
Hmm.
campaign as well.
Yeah, no, it's honestly good. Like when it's like working with an not artist. We're both artists, but working with a writer. Um, I think what's the easy part, at least for us writers, is that it's easy for us to plot things. Plotting is a easy step. Like the beginning, middle, and end is like okay, but now how do we progress that story to get to that middle and to the end? And at least with the writers is like you tell them and you have an idea of like how these characters interact and these writers are kind of like translators for us like
Yeah.
okay, I get your point, so here's my take on how they should interact with each other and just pretty much like their personalities and their dialogue is like when they speak is like oh I know that Damien is speaking, I know that you know this character is speaking, So they're basically like they're basically your translators within the dialogue of
Mm,
bringing your world into Vestri.
yeah. And the good thing is, it's Vestri's kind of training wheels for both of us
Okay.
because issue one, you have like two characters talking, and that's the extent of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, okay, very straightforward plot, action, and a hook on the end, conclusion. I actually, so we kind of came up with that plot.
Mm-hmm.
Then he did the dialogue. Super, I'd say super easy. Uh, issue two, then you have like more dialogue. You obviously have a little bit of a development with characters, or so, and it kind of snowballs. And in issue three, we have multiple characters talking. We talk about stuff like character motivation, character development. Kind of the crazy web on the wall. Like you see in movies. I'm sure Pickle has one of those in his basement.
Yeah.
Uh, and it does have this snowball effect. Where Pickles wrote this backstory to the world and all the good stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it was being really beneficial for both of us, and that's exciting because I know we will be just getting better.
Nice. And just snowballing, just to even talk about um, pickles, just to let everybody know, Pickles is not an actual pickle. He's actually human.
Yes,
Shabby
yes.
Shabby didn't find him in his fridge and found like a jar to eat his pickle, and then it started talking to him and be like, "Let me
Yeah.
be a writer for your series, Vestri."
Because he's a wee English boy, I found online. I gave him a chance to actually do something worthwhile. He's been doing that. Uh, he's actually, you can see him on video on the campaign. So if you go to the campaign, there's a video of him kind of explaining a little bit about Vestry. And
Mm-hmm.
that's basically just because I forced him to, and I really enjoyed that.
No, that's awesome, man. So so now we already know Vestry. We know who's the team. So now we're gonna talk about the distribution. Unfortunately, with you had to cut ties with Doug from Gravestone Press,
Mhm.
and now you're with thank God, like the series didn't end because you no longer have a distributor, and now you have Skinny Comics
Yeah.
that's helping you guys out distribute. So how was the transition? Like, how did it go with you guys? And pretty much like when you slated for November, like, were you guys kind of concerned as like, will we have like the same results, or like how is it gonna be since November after December
Yeah.
and January is kind of like going to be your slow months because of Christmas and you know gifts and the New Year's and all this stuff. It's like everyone's recovering from buying people gifts.
Uh,
So,
I think just because we have kind of like inexpensive book, this wasn't a big concern for us.
mm-hmm,
And given the fact that we actually offer uh, the second printing, if buy issue three, you can get issue two and issue one with it, just so you can be caught up on the series.
mm-hmm,
The thing is, we do change the covers a bit. So if you're the first time backer, you get a little bit different cover just to make it worth your while.
mm-hmm.
A little bit of that little special treatment. You also get ash can, right? The ash cans, you can't get the ash can to issue one in this campaign. So no more Vodnik.
Yeah,
Now it's all about most time.
yeah,
Oh, we've been having fun with that. And just with going through the distributor, Doug just was super busy at his work, and he was like, I don't think I can do it for you. I'll promote you. No
mm-hmm.
hard feelings there.
Right.
So we've been super lucky to get Skinny on board, who worked with Doug. He knows the process. He's been super helpful with that as well. He's been excited about our book, and uh, it didn't change anything for me, which is the best thing that could happen because I'm just focusing on drawing.
Yeah, yeah. No, of course. But I think now is like I think now is good as like you have a distributor, but were you kind of concerned like you won't be having the same customers because it's like now you're under the new banner now with your comics company now, so and you have your own Indiegogo page. So like, how you feel about that? Were you guys kind of nervous? Like, will you be able to hit your goal again, or maybe even go over like the last goal from the issue one?
I mean, the concern was always there, but I just think we have some we have better art than second issue, definitely better story. I think if people liked issue one, they'll come back regardless, just because we're kind of out there.
Mm-hmm.
We've been trying to promote it as much as possible. We've sent out the emails to previous backers, so hopefully everyone will find it just fine and tidy. Except that I didn't have really much concern just because I'm confident.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. So now that you've changed, and you said too that there will be a change for the reprint for issue one. So
Yeah.
for those like myself,
Mm.
have adopted Vestri issue one with the Gravestone Press logo.
Right.
I don't think for the reprint of issue one, you won't have the Gravestone Press logo. Will it just be just the cover blank, or like will it have your logo or Skinny Comics logo? Or
So that particular won't have obviously the logo at all,
okay,
but I will be changing the cover slightly as well. So maybe the little black strip you have around will
mm-hmm.
be more of the beige, kind of like uh, old paper looking one, just to
Right,
kind of distinguish it on first glance that it's different.
okay,
Uh, we haven't talked about logo. I know Pickles wanted one, but I didn't want a pickle as a logo, so uh, kind of came down from that. But I think once there's time, I can look into it and maybe make a logo if people like logos. Do people like logos? I don't know.
mm-hmm. I mean, a logo is just an identity of your company. It's like uh, once they see the logo, they're like, "Oh, I know that company. They make
Yeah.
great comics." Or if they see that logo, it's like, "Oh man, I'm never gonna get that book back."
That's very nice. I just think Vestri so far our logo.
Mm-hmm.
That's I don't I never planned to make like three series and etc.
Mm-hmm. So yeah,
But who
dudes.
knows?
So yeah, guys. So if you guys have not backed already, go and back Vestry issue two. Um, for those early adopters like myself, there will be a change for issue one. It won't have the Gravestone Press logo anymore, and there'll be slight changes, as what Shabby says. So for collectors, you guys should take advantage of the catch up. So I believe it's going to be right here. 19 bucks, guys. I mean, you cannot go wrong with this. This is the most affordable comic in 2020, second year in a row. So, I mean, go and gift yourself. I mean, it's going to be in March of 2021, so it may be kind of long, but it's not because, time passes by so quick. It's like by the time like New Year's come, your book is already in your hands. It's like, what happened?
No.
But yeah, dude, it's pretty awesome. I'm very excited for Vestry.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, dude, I wish I can ask more because there's just I've already read the book so many times just to keep my
Oh,
mind fresh. But like within avoiding spoiler territory,
yeah,
Damien has to go to this island where he was given a task to help his men out, and he's getting a high reward out of it too. So at first he refused, but in the end he still went and gone, even though he has haunted dreams. I don't think like he I don't believe it's haunted dreams per se. I think he's having like, PTSD since he's a warrior. He gone to so many fights. So of course
yeah.
it's like, it's part of, human nature. It's like you're traumatized through your battles. Is like the war is never over. Like your scars are so deep, like there's no way of recovering after that.
Yeah, and that's what I think we're kind of going with for Damon. He's,
Okay.
you know, I don't want to. Man, this is hard to go without spoilers. Do we like
Yeah.
do like cut off and then we talk spoilers about issue one? Or it could be fun.
Yeah, man. It's hard, man. It's hard, especially just promoting the book. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah. So it's kind of like,
it's
it's like sharing a movie and you're promoting the movie without spoiling it. And
yeah,
then there's a sequel. But of course, what happened with the sequel revolves around the ending of the last movie.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like I can't tell you, but it's good. You have to trust me.
Yeah, no, I got to have a sneak peek of issue 3, and the art is amazing, guys. Huge
Chef's
and
kiss. Mm,
mwah.
then.
But yeah, man. I mean,
Oh shit.
you're good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, man. Yeah, dude. It's like
That's cool. Eh? That's fine.
I don't know. For an ongoing series, is very dedicating, man. Because with me, with my mindset is like after I'm done with one project, I want to jump to the next one. So it's like just ongoing itself. Like I have so much respect with Larry, and his issues with Niobe. Like he's done Niobe for so many years, and
Mm.
just being friends with Larry for so long is like God. I'm so like I'm good friends with him, but I don't even know what his character is until like he recently did Birthright. Is like okay, now I'm going to finally know Niobe, and once I did, it's like God, she's amazing. So I think it's going to be like the same thing as like once you start networking and talking with other creators and going to other shows, they'll might at first they don't even know what the heck Vestri is. It's kind of like Legend of Zelda is like the main character of they think Link is Zelda, but it's not. It's Link
Yeah.
and all that. But other than that, I mean, again, it's all about networking. Like people don't even know how to pronounce my name. They think it's Itchy5, and it's not. It's Ichthys. I even put the pronunciations on my Twitter, and even that, like, I
No
there's
one.
just no helping.
Yeah. Oh, I think it helps because when you have issue one,
Hmm.
nobody cares, right? When you have
Right.
issue two, nobody cares. When you have issue three, maybe
Hmm.
10 people care. uh, I feel like the more you do, it shows your dedication, shows you actually good for it, and it it it, it get people you get people's trust, which is a
Hmm.
really important thing.
Right.
You kind of get that relationship with the readers as well, and then you have something to point to and go like, yes, I made 3 issues already. It's out there, you know. It's
Hmm.
not like I have this book, I have to sell you on this idea. It's like, no, this is issue 3. I have done issue two, issue 1. That's done. Like I think in the year 2020, I have done maybe 120 pages of story.
Oh wow,
Yeah, so all good.
it's all
I
good.
did I did free stuff. I did webcomic, 7 pages for webcomic, which was basically like a little ashcan.
Hmm.
I did Vestri, I did 2 ashcans. Yeah, a lot. I did a lot.
Oh
I'm
wow,
super proud of that.
that's awesome, dude. And like, do you have any plans as you as an artist when you're growing? Like, do you ever think of doing like commissions or maybe
Mm,
go even far beyond? Because I'm starting to notice now, like, what's becoming popular in these crowdfunders, especially with these artists, like they're doing commissions, like even doing like digital commissions, like a simple head
yeah.
sketch or a body. Really much depends on that. Even like bigger artists, like again depending on how their name is and their popularities. Like I think like one, uh, I I was able to commission one artist that I really enjoyed, and I was able to afford the torso commission, and it was
Mm.
like $200.
Well,
But
damn.
it's again, it's worth it. It's like
Yeah.
you can draw whatever I request, so it's pretty much worth it. And even another one too is sketch cards. Sketch cards is
Yeah.
becoming a really big thing too, and even trading cards. So there's just a lot of things you can even do within your campaign to just encourage your backers to just share the campaign to reach the goal.
hmm I think we kind of did the with issue one.
Hmm.
It wasn't sketch card exactly, just once I because I'm in Czech Republic, right? I have to ship over the ocean,
Hmm.
so I don't want to draw like these tiny little pieces of paper, do that real quickly, maybe produce like 50 in a day and be done with it, kind of like really shittily.
Right.
Not to throw shade at anyone, but I want it to be. It needed to fit the book, right? And
Hmm.
it needed to be somewhat of a nice thing to have. So
Right.
I did these basically like comic-sized artworks. I really took my time with them, and we offered them. Some people really liked them, so that was dope. Uh, but obviously, my commissions are open on my Twitter. It's written there. I don't really advertise it just because it will probably take away from the project, but it's there. You know,
Hmm.
obviously that's full on digital, and maybe for the trade, once that's done, I'm actually gonna do some more original artworks once again,
Okay.
just because that really helped us out with the first campaign, and hopefully it will do the same with the trade.
And for the trade paperback, like, are you gonna do like maybe like up to 5 or 6 issues in one trade paperback?
Yeah, 6 issues, 6 issues. We already talked about it. It's gonna be and since Pickles is a crazy man and he basically puts 26 pages per issue, so it's gonna be like 150 pages of a
That's
trade.
great, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be a thick boy,
It is really thick, dude.
which is gonna
Um,
be quite ironic since we're published by Skinny Press.
it's I don't know, man. Someone's gonna pick it up and see like Skinny's comics. And, like I feel so persuaded. It's not what it's been advertised to me. I want my refund.
Nice.
Um, will you even do an ash can for the trade paperback?
So I was thinking, what could be cool is for the trade do extra Ashcan and have all the Ashcans throughout the campaigns compiled with
Mm-hmm.
the extra Ashcan in it. So kind of like a little manga almost.
Okay.
You know, because the Ashcan is a format of a manga,
Yeah.
so it will be longer. So it's 10 pages per Ashcan. So that's 7 Ashcans, so 70 pages.
Okay. So now you're
Well,
gonna so now there's gonna be even a trade paperback for all the ash cans from
hopefully.
issues 1 through 6. Yeah, no, I
Hope.
really that's a great idea actually. I mean, you're gonna have another thick ashcan boy coming
Mm.
your way, just to be, just for us completionists out there to
Yeah,
just, get everything. It's like all in one big thick book.
yeah. My one concern with the Ashcan is because like we're doing kind of like Monster of the Week with it.
Hmm.
Um, so if you read it in one sitting, it might kind of be repetitive because it's like he goes to a place, fights a monster,
Hmm.
next, you know. So hopefully, but we have some creative stuff as well. So they have to
Uh-huh.
lay it out like in a good way.
Yeah. No, I started. What's funny to me is like for the second ashcan, it's like you were showing off some teasers of the pages. It's like I was so excited. It's like, man, the covers are fantastic. The action looks great. But then like I was turned off because I'm like, there's another underwater fight scene again. It's
I like
like,
drawing underwater. It's fun.
it's like I don't know, man. I hope all these
Yeah.
ashcans do not have an underwater fight scene, because then you'll be like the Michael Bay of like explosions, but it's just gonna be
But with water.
underwater fight scenes, or Rob
Right.
Liefeld with his giant shoulder pads um
Yeah.
and his fanny packs. No, his pouches.
So the thing is, I really like water stuff just because I can draw ocean, and that's
Okay.
the background for the day. Just like straight line, done. But the ships are tricky, so it kind of balances it out.
Okay.
So yeah, I like drawing nature way more than cities.
Hmm.
Takes less time. So hopefully the Ashkans can be somewhere like in a dark cave. That would be like the perfect Ashkan.
Ooh.
Just like dark, maybe a little one light, and I'm done with it. You know?
So I'm just having like an idea too. Is like, do you have like a plan, or maybe like think like you want to go the extra mile with the ash cans and have them colored? Because all the ash cans are in black and white,
Yeah.
but if you have them in colors, like it just makes it like more like, oh man, it's like I got this in black and white, so I know in color is gonna be twice as better. Have you guys ever thought of that, or maybe even want to hire a colorist to do that for
Right.
you?
Uh, honestly, I was I really want to hire a colorist for the main book first.
Okay.
Uh, I kind of slows me down. I really like just penciling and inking. The colors are kind of struggle for me, and I know it could be so much better. I'm just struggling with it, and it takes a long time. I'm learning, which is good. So we'll see.
Hmm.
But for the ash cans, they were always intended to be black and white. I did like this ink wash. Uh, I really think that's the way they're gonna stay. But who knows? You know.
Yeah. So I see in your screen. Let me get rid of mine. You got
Well,
yours right here in Clip Studios, and that's pretty much the main cover. So what
let's
was your
check the link
thought?
out.
So what was your thought process of even making the cover for Vestri?
So originally, it was meant to be all different.
Okay.
But so let me start from the beginning. I noticed that purple is being really underused in comic book covers.
Okay.
That made me decide I'm gonna do all the covers purple.
All right.
And I'm a big fan of this series called Seven to Eternity.
Okay.
And obviously took some inspiration there.
Nice.
And I really like basically the posterish covers.
Okay.
So you can just kind of slap things around, make a cool background, and it looks really cool. And then I just basically cherry pick the best moments from the story
Mm-hmm.
and try to display them on the page. And I think it really worked out.
Nice, dude. No, I really like it. I really like that you're very consistent with the covers as well. It reminds me of like the cover of issue one, but now with issue two is like I can see improvement with your art and stuff. Especially, I'm very excited for issue three because now your art is much cleaner. It's not too sketchy. Um, not saying out of disrespect, but like out of just the progression as you as an artist is like, it's starting to look much more cleaner.
The funny thing is, basically, whatever the cover is, because I do the cover last, right?
Okay.
So the way cover two looks, that's gonna be the interior of issue three,
Okay.
right? And then you have obviously, uh, it will continue. So cover on issue three, that's hopefully gonna be better than interiors at issue three, and that's gonna continue to four, etc. Just because I do them last, I feel like I learned so much, through that issue that I wanna keep my best for the cover.
Okay. Okay. And oh man, that's another thing too. Like what's interesting with the color purple. Um, I learned about meanings because I did graphic design, so we learn about color theory and like what's the meaning behind each colors. And the color purple, you know, the color behind it means royalty, and even the color itself for purple, it's like the hardest thing to like. It's really hard to manufacture the color purple, and it's very expensive as well. It's like even just putting in cloth is very time consuming, and they just have to have the right material just to like make sure that this thing is purple. Like this dude's rags, like God knows how long it took just to get those to be purple.
Oh, nice. That kind of
Yeah,
works out.
yeah, no, it does. It's like you're is royalty, and you're getting a really good quality book, and it's complete as well. So I mean, you are correct. You said that I know I've being like a broken record here. Like I know right now you're close to finishing issue three, correct?
Yeah. I'll just the pencils I'm getting still. There's a whole lot of coloring that needs to be done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, most definitely, dude. So I think we'll be wrapping around this interview. I'm having a
Anyway,
lot of fun. I hope you are as well, and as well as the guests that are watching. So
go back issue two. Yeah.
yeah, you better back issue two because I mean it's the most affordable book in 2020. I mean
Hmm.
it's been like I believe it's what like 3 months ago you guys like
Yeah.
published issue one.
Issue one. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, this is really really impressive. Again, it takes one creator to publish their one series like literally like in 1 year. But you think maybe because you have an advantage is that you're doing it out of floppy and it's like 22 or 24 pages instead of like being like a 50 page
Yeah.
paperback.
So I'll tell you right away, it would be impossible for me to do trade straight up. Even
Okay.
that's what I would like to do.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone who backs the singles is helping produce the series, basically,
Okay.
right?
Right.
I've been able to save up, and now I'm on this like winter vacation for like 3 months,
Mm-hmm.
and now I like trying to draw as much as possible. And obviously, the more money we raise, the longer I can stay and draw.
Mm, nice. Yeah. So guys, back issue two of Vestri. I mean, you're supporting great creators. I mean, these guys are hustling. I just, every day I see these guys just posting in their socials to back issue two. Pickles is he's just drilling. He's becoming from a pickle to a cucumber. So,
Oh, one thing is,
okay.
if you don't want the singles, just back the digital. You get the story as quick as possible, and if you like it, then you can go for the trade once we do that. So and the digital is even cheaper. So I really think that's the best place to do it. Give us
Hmm.
a chance on the digital.
Yeah, no, and there's also like an extra, cash in your pocket because you know, even with there is benefits of getting physical copies because you have it in your hands, but once it comes to like getting it shipped and then the wait time, getting the shipping number, it's a huge process. But with getting a PDF, you know, you get it before even the person getting the book, getting the physical book. So I think it's a great deal on both ends. Like one person gets to read the digital version once the physical books are shipped,
Yep.
and it's a win-win for both parties. I believe like crowdfunding is the future for indie creators because as much as I love LCSs, they're becoming a thing where like it's harder for indies just to get it on their shelves,
Yeah.
even if you are good friends with a few comic stores. Like still like you're you're giving them like a job where they have to help sell your book.
Oh, dude, the distribution is screwed 2 times over.
Hmm.
I'll tell you that much. From what little I know, that's the biggest problem. The distribution, not even LCSs, but like all over. Oh
Hmm.
man, some nasty business. And the good thing is like my perspective is from Europe, and we do trades only,
Right.
and that seems to work because you actually get them in normal bookshops, right? So
Right.
there's little sections where you go to, and then you have like book fairs where you can actually get trades. That's kind of where I want to take the book. Uh,
Hmm.
I would really. I'm thinking of doing like a European Czech thing where I publish the trade in Czech, take my
Okay.
time, translate it.
Mm.
Hopefully something will catch on. But right now it's all US, baby.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I mean, honestly, that's another audience. Do you ever think once you're pretty much done with issue 1 through 6, do you ever think of like maybe going to webtoons or tapas? Because now with Clip Studios, like they made a huge update, which is like you can move Photoshop brushes over to Clip Studio. It's like now you have a template to create webtoons. So I mean, like it is endless.
Yeah. Um, I'd say maybe down the line. I feel like it would be kind of like a big fuck you to the backers if we put it up on the internet once it's finished and funded,
Hmm.
because they paid for it. If they paid for the digital, so maybe once we're on issue, um, you know, 7, 8, maybe once the second trade is done, we put the first trade online.
Hmm.
No, really down the road, but I feel like that would be disrespecting the readers for sure.
Okay. Yeah, no, I can understand that. Um, so yeah, dude. So I think it's the best time. I think it's a great time to end the stream.
Hmm.
But just put in your final words and just you Shabby, thank you for being on the show.
Absolutely.
And just give your last pitch on like what Vestri is, why we should back it,
Mm.
and just how amazing your beard is.
Vestri is the story that you want to read once you're kind of bored, not really invested in too much. It's quick, it's fun, it actually drives you through the plot. It's barbarians, it's action, all the good stuff. you wanna see in a nice fantasy story, and it's just simple shampoo for the beard. Right, but thank you so much. Be sure to pick the campaign. Be sure to share it because obviously word of the mouth is the most important thing when it comes to these campaigns.
Yeah, most
If
definitely,
if you
dude.
bought issue one, give it to a friend. Borrow him the book so he can read it. Let him know that we sell issue two. All that stuff
Yeah, no.
helps us tremendously.
All right, guys. Thank you all so much for watching the stream. You guys ooze of excellence as always, guys. God bless. You guys are awesome.